If, for the benefit of our English speakers abroad who are following live stream or later in YouTube, our country, Timor-Leste, is young, very young. Sovereignty was recovered, restored less than 2 decades ago. And it was erected, built on the wretches, the destruction, total destruction of 1999. At the stroke of midnight, May 20, 2002, the UN Transitional Administration lowered the UN flag, and in its place the Timorese flag went up, a flag that was soaked in blood from our heroes. And that flag symbolically was hoisted by a platoon of Valentil fighters. We restore independence after 24 years since the unilateral declaration of independence on 28 November 75, which we just celebrated, and we established the Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste, a product of our heroism, of the best people of Timor-Leste, women and men, whose bodies, blood, and spirit made this country profoundly sacred. Sometimes, whether ourselves, Timorese, or foreigners, we are critical, sometimes too critical, of the pace, the progress of developments in this country. Obviously, we have to be critical because criticism can help push more development, improvement. Leaders have to be always push, provoke, challenge. And if they are true leaders, they listen, they learn, and they may change. I still remember what Timor-Leste was in 1975, the last year of Portuguese colonial rule. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know what was Timor-Leste life expectancy in 1975? It was 36.17 years. Esperança de vida, IHA 75, life expectancy in 1975 was 36.17. This number, so I don't explain, have to explain, but it means when a person is born today, he or she expects, knows, you will live only 36 years. At 36, you are dead, you're gone. That's the average. This number, already miserable, was reduced to 33.78 in 1978, 90, all the way till about 1990. Then it went up. By 1990, it had improved about 50 years. So in 1990, life expectancy in Timor-Leste was 50 years. A Timorese would live average 50 years. In 1999, last last year of Indonesian 2 decades of administration of Timor-Leste, life expectancy was 58 years. 59.55 for women, 56.58 for men. I don't know why women always live longer than men. Because in almost, maybe because men give all the attention to the woman. We give the woman the best food, tranquility of mind, of spirit. And that's why, I don't know what the reason, but statistically, almost everywhere, women live longer. In less than 2 decades, after the restoration of independence, by 2018, life expectancy had improved dramatically. It went from 56.58 in 99 to 69.26 for men and 71.38 for women. So there was an increase average of 12 years. The same life expectancy, similar to Myanmar and Cambodia, which have been independent 50 years. Well, Myanmar even longer. Myanmar independence in 1949. Cambodia, of course, we had the genocide, the killing field, and so on. Globally, Timor-Leste stands at position 135 out of 192 countries in terms of life expectancy. I remember that in 1974, Timor-Leste has one single university graduate with licenciatura, and that was Engenheiro Mário Carrascalão, who later we know became the pioneer of higher education in Timor-Leste. He was the one who fought and pushed open the doors of Timor-Leste and Indonesia, and hundreds of Timorese went to study in Indonesia. At independence in 2002, Timor-Leste had 21 medical doctors and 1 Timorese with PhD, with a doctorate. Today we have 1,100 medical doctors who studied in Cuba or in Timor-Leste, besides many others who were graduated in Indonesia, Philippines, Portugal, Fiji, Australia, and Nepal. So more than 1,100 plus Timorese medical doctors. There was none in 74, there is 19 in 2002. I remember Dili of 99, when the whole city was destroyed. You still could smell the smokes, the smell of burning buildings. And I remember there were no birds. Ia Dili in 99, 2000, lá ia Manu fui que lá ia. From the destruction of 99, from 2002, only 18 years have passed. The 18 years when we started to heal the wounds, taka kanek isiniang, kanek klamber niang. Itahahu ho reconciliação nacional. Hahu ho reconciliação com a Indonésia. Ao mesmo tempo, esta realidade recolhe lixo do Bukida. Toneladas de lixo, edifícios era na feira, sovo, né? Bloco cimento, Timorese people. We must reconcile among ourselves. And we must normalize relations with Indonesia. And every Timorese supported it. I mean the national leaders. There was not one single Timorese national leader who did not support that. Dr. Mari Al-Qadiri, President Luolu, at the time not president, Taur Mataruak, Lere Anantimor. Líder Sirhototu apoia política, visão iranê, política iranê. Reconciliação família timorense e reconciliação com a Indonésia. It was these policies that secure our borders, guarantee us stability. If we had not adopted these policies, I wonder whether we would have stability in our borders, whether the violence of '99 would not have continued after independence. And we did all of this simultaneously. We had to do national reconciliation, building relations with Indonesia. At the same time, organizing the state. The state didn't exist. Estado do Timor lá existe em 2002. The United Nations came here only primarily to organize elections. Okay, first, secure the country, security, with a massive international security force. This, once it was secure, the next task, the only task literally of the UN, is to assist in elections for a constituent assembly. Constitution was drafted, approved, and election for president, and out of the Constituent Assembly came the first government, the first legislative assembly. We didn't do everything well. In the beginning, many of us, very romantic, ita romantic tateves, ita fearless idealismo, e também mos lá a experiência, e tecimo conselhos ao IOB, mais o Banco Mundial, mais a Noruega, Raiva Voltira. E tem política financeira, tecnoné, e tem política. Então, ele adota leis ao IOB, que lá corresponde liuba e tem a realidade. A reunião ide Hotel Timor em 2001 a 2000, we have to deal with Timor-Leste economy as a war economy, uma economia de guerra. Significa saída. La belle ia demasiado legislação, regulamentos, que nem sequer